Welcome everyone, and thanks for joining us today. This session is called AML Reality Check. Get the basics right, avoid fines, and that's for a good reason. We're stripping things back, cutting through the noise and focusing on what agents actually need to be thinking about day to day. We're not here to scare you or overload you with jargon. Instead, we want to help you to feel confident and to check that your business is doing the right things and to show where agents are getting caught out. There are a number of new and additional solutions we provide to help agents comply and stay on the right side of HMRC. Some may be new to you, and we'll touch on these throughout the webinar. I'm Steve Sanashi, Head of Customer Success here at Landmark.
And I'm Simon Burley, our Sales Director and Compliance Champion. So moving into the next slide, this is all about, are you doing enough? And these are the next two slides are about the non-negotiables of compliance, the things you must do with businesses. And these slides are an honest sense check at a first glance, the things you must be doing in your business. These next two slides are your honest sense check. At first glance, most agents that we speak to think, yeah, I'm doing that and we do this. But the HMRC fines tell us a different story. The issue usually isn't intent, it's gaps, shortcuts, or things quietly slipping through the net over time. As we go through today, I want you to keep asking yourself, is this something we actively do or something we assume is getting done? If you have any doubts or wish to check, make some notes as we go through, but equally we're on hand to help. So diving into the non-negotiables. Registering with HMRC's money laundering supervision and then passing the fit and proper persons test. This has to happen. You have to be registered. Ensure your policies and procedures are up to date, including your business risk assessment. These need to be reviewed regularly. Regularly is hard with HMRC. They never quite tell you how regularly, but if something materially changes in your business, you need to be reviewing them. Or with the guidance. Ensure all staff are aware of the policies for customer due diligence processes they need to follow with all types of clients, simplified, normal, and high risk. Identify all relevant parties in the transaction, including the beneficial owners. Assess the risk each individual poses to the transaction and make sure it's documented. Identify politically exposed people, their relatives and close associates, and the worldwide sanctioned individuals should you be dealing with them. Further to that, you need to identify the source and proof of funds, knowing how the client has obtained the money they're going to use to purchase the property. Carry out reliable AML checks that is not just collecting information and filing it away. Have a system in place should you need to raise a SAR, which is a suspicious activity report. Stay on top of record keeping and provide clear and consistent audit trails, and continually review your policies to ensure that required AML procedures are being followed all the times. On this last point, it is mandatory to have an AML policy in place, but equally important that the policies and procedures mirror what you do on a daily basis.
In September, HMRC introduced updated risk indicator guidance, and this is to help agents spot warning signs early. This doesn't mean every transaction is risky, nor does it mean you have to rip up your AML policy and start again. It means knowing what normal looks like for your business and spotting when something doesn't quite fit. Think of risk indicators as headlights, not handcuffs. They help you see what's coming. There has been confusion with some parties suggesting the changes were made to the money laundering supervision guidance last September. This isn't the case, and this guidance wasn't updated at that time. There has also been speculation that the word must appears 212 times in the money laundering supervision. To reiterate, the supervision was not changed at all. The word must appearing 212 times is not a new thing and has been present in the supervision for many years. Agents have already built their policies and procedures around this. So remember, the risk indicators guidance is not exhaustive. The guidance also specifies that agents need to be aware of additional risks that may be applicable to their specific business in addition to the indicators published in the guidance. So here we look at AML fines between October 2018 and March 2021. Agents weren't fined for one huge catastrophic failure. They were fined for basics, missing checks, outdated policies, poor records. Quite simply, there was a broad range of areas that HMRC were assessing and issuing fines to agents who were non-compliant. Timing and verification, not having correct controls and procedures in place, not running risk assessments, not conducting correct customer due diligence, all valid reasons for fines. But there has been a change in the pattern and trends around HMRC fines. 93% of all fines came down to one thing: not being registered with HMRC when required. So this was between the April 2025 to September 2025 period, so the later round of fines that have been issued. So what's happening right now? This is not complex compliance errors. It's not criminal intent, just registration or failing to renew not being conducted correctly. We've gone from 5% of fines being for registration failures to 93%. This is a mammoth change and clear statement of intent for where HMRC are focusing their attention. The learnings from this round of fines is very straightforward, and we'll circle back to this shortly. However, despite other commentary in the industry, agents do not need to panic and overhaul their processes in light of these fines. These fines, 93% of them, are very specific and related to registration matters alone. In just 6 months, nearly £800,000 in fines were issued to estate agents. The vast majority linked back to admin failings, not money laundering itself. The highest fine was £26,200 and the lowest at £1,250. The key figure for me was the average, which stood at £5,243. Of the 148 fines, there was just one appeal launched with HMRC.
We've looked at registration failures being the rampant reason for fines across the estate agent industry, accounting for 93% of all fines collected. With this in mind, every agent should be able to answer two questions clearly and confidently. Are we registered with HMRC for money laundering supervision? And do we know exactly when and how to renew? Get these right and you're immediately ahead of the 93% of agents who have been fined. Disappointingly, this round of fines has been used by some AML providers to impose fear on agents, citing that HMRC are on the offensive and agents now need to review all of their processes and procedures. This obviously is never a bad thing to review your processes and procedures, and it is required of agents to do this. Most do it annually. However, when you look at what is happening and why fines have been issued, the message is not for agents to panic and overhaul everything they do and find a new supplier. Instead, the accurate advice for the next step is simple. Are you currently registered with HMRC? And do you have a plan in place to renew registration when it is required? That's what the fines are telling us and where the immediate focus for agents should be. Here we've summarised the key steps and requirements for agencies registering with HMRC, which is something that is really simple to fix. We've included the QR code for the government pages that cover registration for those who would like it. We'll leave it on here for a second just so you can scan it should you want to. Also, within Landmark, we're just on the cusp of launching our registration reminder for all of our clients. We'll be communicating this very soon, and ultimately you will enter in some simple details, and instead of getting the 2 registration alerts from HMRC, you will get additional alerts from Landmark Agent to remind you to register. It's there to help agents make sure they're complying, registering, and it's not being forgotten about, the emails being deleted. So it's just a helping hand. It'll be a free service that we offer as well. But moving on. AML responsibility starts at senior management level. You must appoint an MLRO, a money laundering reporting officer, ensure training happens, keep policies current, and act when issues are raised. But AML only works if everyone understands their part, not just the compliance leads.
Your AML policy is your rulebook. It must reflect how your business actually works. HMRC want policies that are clear, current, owned, and actually used, not just filed away and forgotten about. We provide a free template for all of our clients. This covers the essentials that your policy needs to include with editable fields to make it bespoke to your business procedures. You can also make your own additions. Our template gives you a starting point and helps you to build a powerful compliance tool into your business. Remember, it's one thing to have a policy in place, but you must also demonstrate that your business is consistently following what you have outlined. HMRC are looking to see written documentation, which needs to be mirrored in your day-to-day actions across the whole business.
As Steve mentioned, every agency must have a risk assessment, but you also must have a written business risk assessment. This looks at your customers, location, transactions, services, and delivery methods. All of the specific things that are really relevant risks to your business. It is about understanding where risk could realistically show up in your business and how to manage it. We earlier touched on the risk indicators published in September 25. These specify risk indicators. However, agents are also instructed to identify unique risks to their business. These may not be listed on the risk indicator guidance. We recommend updating your business risk assessment to include all relevant risk indicators that you determine are applicable to your business. Your business risk assessment isn't static. It should be reviewed yearly and whenever guidance or your business materially changes.
So if you want to get your camera ready again, here's another QR code, this time for our AML policy and business risk assessments. These templates are easy to use, easy to update, and they're built around real working practices, not just the theory. So in theme with working with Landmark, one of the key things we do is look at the regulations and the requirements imposed on agents. How can we support you to stay compliant? And the business risk assessments, the AML policy, that's a key area. We do support hundreds of our clients already, and they're utilizing these templates to help get the robust compliance foundations in place that they need. So do give that a scan, and that will give you access to those documents if you're not already using them.
There are 3 levels of customer due diligence you have to carry out on clients: simplified due diligence, standard, or enhanced. The vast majority of transactions fall under standard due diligence. Higher risk situations, however, need enhanced checks, and genuinely lower risk cases may allow for simplified checks. The key for agents is knowing which applies and when and how you're documenting it. Verifying funds, or the verification of funds. Verifying funds protects your business. You're not expected to investigate, but you're expected to ask sensible questions, review the evidence, and flag anything that doesn't feel right or match with the story you're being told. Are you satisfied that this party, A, has the funds to proceed, but B, how they obtain these funds? If you're not verifying funds, you're exposed and inviting risk to your business and clients while falling short of HMRC's compliance requirements.
So how can we help? What else can we do? So within Landmark, we have risk assessments, and they're provided free of charge to all Landmark clients. Our digital risk assessments provide a simple, clear, and consistent method to risk assess each individual or business. It also enables you to keep a consistent approach across your whole agency in line with your policy, which is a non-negotiable for HMRC compliance. The risk assessment results are sent directly to you for your audit trail, while providing a simple end outcome for your records, and that's stating whether it's a simplified, a normal, or a high risk result. The risk assessment button appears under each transaction in Landmark Agent, so it's there available for all of our clients to utilize. We have also launched a source of funds check that is available to run on all buyers you transact with. This utilizes open source banking technology that enables your buyer to securely verify their source of funds, as well as documenting any other funding that will be present in the purchase. This is triggered via a text message invitation and can be completed on a smartphone within just a couple of minutes. This gives you faster and clearer insights while offering a more seamless experience for all parties. We also have a dedicated customer success team here at Landmark. Every client has their own dedicated customer success manager appointed to their account. It is the job of the CSM to ensure every client maximizes the potential of Landmark Agent, helping them to stay compliant with HMRC, helping them to achieve business goals, and being there for the day-to-day queries that our clients may have. The CSM is reachable on their direct dial and personal email address, and that's to ensure a seamless communication channel between them and their clients. Our CSMs are experts in their field, and our clients can rely on them as an extension of their own team, there to help with strategic goals of your businesses while ensuring a seamless day-to-day experience.
So touching on the CSMs, one of the questions that they would get quite regularly is this a suspicious activity? Do we need to do anything with this situation? And SARS or suspicious activity reports are and can be quite complex and something that we do help a lot of our clients with. SARS, however, are about reporting concerns and not making accusations. If something feels off, the staff should report it internally to their money laundering reporting officer. The MLRO should then make a decision based on the evidence that's presented. They don't have to go looking for other evidence based on the evidence presented to them. And if they feel the right process needs to be followed and a SAR needs to be reported, they report that to the NCA or the National Crime Agency. The main thing here, as it says in the bottom right-hand corner, there's two. First of all, seek a defence against money laundering or a DAML when you're filling in the form. But secondly, and most importantly, do not tip off anyone. Do not tip off the client. Keep it between yourself and the individual in the office. And it's really about keeping the information to yourself and then following the process as directed by the NCA when they come back to you. Record keeping. We've mentioned it a couple of times and we've touched on it. And essentially, record keeping is the bedrock of all good AML and compliance, because you need audit trails. You need to keep records. Good records are your safety net. If HMRC asks you a question and you can't show evidence, it's treated as though it's never happened. Clear, consistent records protect you. So make sure your files are up to date and your team and yourself are keeping the relevant records in the correct areas.
Staff training is a mandatory requirement for HMRC compliance. Fines can be issued to agencies who do not have a structured plan towards staff training. It is recommended that training takes place at least every 2 years. We recommend for this to be more frequent to ensure your staff are comprehending the regulations, the risks, and the expectations put on themselves to ensure safe and secure transactions. A key point to remember, regardless of the training services you use, it is essential that your training records are kept up to date. If you are unable to evidence that training has happened and been completed, HMRC are likely to record you as not having completed training for your team. A training log needs to include a copy of the training material and the topic, the subjects, who facilitated the training, and staff who have completed training and the dates they took place. We recognise this at Landmark and offer all of our clients access to Landmark Agent Academy, our unique online learning platform. The Academy includes full regulation training, annual refreshers, and smaller bite-sized sessions around specific areas such as politically exposed persons, suspicious activity reports, and verifying beneficial owners. The courses are interactive, quizzing your knowledge along the way to check your understanding. And once passed, a certificate of completion is issued to all clients. This can be stored on your file to evidence your staff training. Landmark Agent Academy is included in your membership. You can enroll unlimited team members through our training modules. So this is a free but invaluable resource you can use to ensure the training aspect is completed and up to date in terms of HMRC compliance.
I'm conscious we have given you several QR code opportunities today. However, we felt this was necessary to help ensure our attendees can access the right information. Should you need any of these QR codes again or didn't have the time to get them, please just drop us a line and we'll pass them to you. If you as a business are in any doubt regarding your level of HMRC compliance, you can scan the additional QR code for our health check on the screen right now. This grades some of the non-negotiables that you must have in place to achieve compliance and gives you a summary of your alignment with the regulations. This is a great place to start to gain the understanding of where you sit in terms of the compliance. And should you have any questions or your health check reveal any gaps or risks to your business, one of the customer success team will be on hand to start to speak to you about where those gaps may be and what might need to change within your business.
Thank you, Simon, and thank you to everyone for choosing to spend your time with us today. There has been lots of noise and speculation in the market over the last few months. We wanted to take some time to just pause and reflect on what's really happening out there and give this insight to our clients and guests. Speaking to many agents every week, it is clear that the majority of agents have a commitment to compliance and are doing lots of good things already to protect their business and their clients. Through the resources and ideas that we've discussed today, we hope they've offered some new considerations to help you strengthen what you already do. And the very last QR code of the day allows you to book some time with our team for any areas you'd like to discuss regarding compliance. We have a friendly team of experts with years of experience, and they are on hand to support you. Just one of the benefits of being a Landmark client. We are the extension to your team. Thank you again for stopping by, and we look forward to welcoming you on a future edition of Compliance Corner.
Thank you very much. Goodbye.